Hey Garth Gang, and welcome to a Path of Exile video focusing on my high level heist build featured in the Google Doc below, and some queries that have come up from a lengthy discussion in the TFT server heist discussion channel, in that with the change to the rarity of Ashes to the Stars and it being ridiculously expensive now, what gem setups to put where depending on the different gear setups that I have in the path of building. So as you can see, my version of the character is in standard. I'm leveling one up in Sentinel League at the moment, but it's easier to show you this version fully geared in standard. So there's my Ashes of the Stars, because this is a character that's came over from the end of 3.17, is migrated into standard. So there's my very well rolled Ashes of the Stars, with sovereignty and the attribute catalyst on there. I'll go through how the rest of my characters geared in a moment, but let's have a look at the path of building that is featured in the Google Doc. So this is kind of the standard setup you would get on this build once you're around about level 70-ish, and then it just changes. I've got it on the level 80 to 96 version because that matches the easiest tree, which is the level 90 passive tree, because you've got all the clusters and your replica conch. The rare gear is, you get whatever you pay for / can craft / need to fill out stats and resists. So the rare gear, I'm not really too focused on what rare gears on the POB. First of all, body armor. You've got three options. You can run a Queen of the Forest as featured in the POB. Carcass Jack is a good alternative depending on how much that costs compared to the Queen of the Forest. You lose some res, you lose a tiny bit of res, you lose some speed, because we're evasion stacking, so the movement modifier from Queen gets lost. But Cactus Jack has got the extra area damage, and with Toxic Rain and Caustic Arrow both being AoE gem tags, it works. Alternatively, you can just pick up a 6-link rare, and whichever base is preferable to the gem setup you need in your chest piece. So the gem setups changes depending on what gear you're wearing and the body, the bow, and whether or not you have an Ashes. In this setup, with whichever body armor you choose, 6-link Quill Rain and no Ashes, you have a 6-link Toxic Rain totem in your bow, and you have your 6-link Caustic Arrow in your chest. Now both Toxic Rain and Caustic Arrow are supported by Vicious Proj and Void Manipulation. You then have efficacy for both of them as well. Your Toxic Rain would then have Ballista Totem and the Toxic Rain itself, making up the 6. With the Caustic Arrow, you have your Mirage Archer and Decay in the chest. Okay, your 4-link auras then go in your gloves, which is Determination, Malevolence, Purity of Elements, and Defiance Banner. That's the setup for this version of the path of building. Now, if you add in an Ashes of the Stars, you can then run, if you wish to, or well, the only reason to get the Ashes is to run a 6-link aura setup, which then sits in your chest. The Toxic Rain totem doesn't change, it stays in the Quill Rain. You have a 6-link aura setup in your chest. You add in Grace on top of the 4 of the others, and then if you've got the Sovereignty Anoint, you pick up the Grace Reservation node on the passive tree, and then you can either make it comfortable and have an Enlighten level 3 or 4, depending on your budget, in the chest armor, or you could run a Vitality and take the Vitality Reservation node on the passive tree to get a bit of life regen in there. That's fiddly options. So 6-link Quill Rain, Ash of the Stars, 6-link body armor, 6-link aura setup, 4-link caustic arrow, which is caustic arrow, mirage archer, vicious proj, void manipulation. Ba-bum, with the ashes. It gets a little bit more complicated because after that, the 6-link quill rain is the best bow for us to run. It's cheap and it does the job. If you want to upgrade from a 6-link quill rain into a rare bow, this is the bow. Now, the base is up to you. I prefer a movement speed implicit base. Fine. You can do things with the recombinator in Sentinel, whatever. The harvest craft is also optional as well. You lose out on the physical dam, but you gain the quality. Because it's a rare bow, you can also throw pristine fossils at it, so you can go up to 30%. 28% is ideal because you don't get anything for the last 2%, but you get the point. The explicits is what you need. +1 level of socketed gems, increased chaos dot on a hunter base. You then multi-mod it with the 3 crafting modifiers to get the +2 level of socketed support gems, which is an unveiled Katarina craft. And then you get the chaos damage over time multiplier craft on the bottom. If you don't get this bow exactly with those explicits, stay with the 6-link quill rain. It'll do the job. If you upgrade to this rare bow with these exact explicits, and if you don't have these exact explicits, do not come out of the 6-link quill rain. It's not worth it. You move the caustic arrow to the rare bow. Sorry, I need another drink. There we go. You move the caustic arrow to the rare bow. Your caustic arrow setup then becomes caustic arrow, mirage archer, vicious proj, void manipulation, efficacy, and empower. Your toxic rain totem build gem setup doesn't change. That moves to whichever chest armor piece you'll happen to be wearing, and you then go back to a 4-link aura setup, which is malevolence, purity of elements, determination, and defiance banner, which means you then technically do not need an Ashes of the Stars amulet. If you move on to this setup, you could then potentially sell your Ashes of the Stars to fund getting this bow. Hopefully that all makes sense. Body armor wise, I've done some further testing in standard, and I've actually chosen to go with a rare chest rather than a unique chest. The reason being is on the rare chest you can get the Exarch implicits, and you can get a increased max life and mana roll, which helps significantly. So let's have a look at my build. Oh, I've also updated the tree in this POB, and because I've taken out the Grace reservation node and the Vitality reservation node. If you are going to run the Grace and or Vitality options, then you can just move a couple of points around. If you're also using an evasion base, you can add in this this point here, which has been removed from some of the trees depending on which body armor. So you've got a few floating passive points to move around at your discretion, again based on what auras you're running and what chest armor you're wearing. Hopefully that's helped solve some of the issues and some of the questions. If not, you can catch me on Twitter, YouTube, Discord. It's all Gar412. You can whisper me there. You can catch my streams, which run at 2045 BST, which is 21:45 Central European time, and I think it's 1300 hours Pacific Daylight Time. Most days that's when I stream on Twitch, and again it's Gar412. Gar412 everywhere. I'm also in Discord in the Heist discussion channel on the TFT server. You can @ me there and I will get to you. Moving on to how I've done the build in standard. Disclaimer, I have a legacy Quicksilver flask. As you can see, this is a pre-flask change flask. You cannot get this in Sentinel anymore because it's down to 20% increased duration max with 8% increased movement speed. As you can see, mine is Legacy. And my bow is wrong. The bow I have, or about to show you, is about a 300 DPS increase on a 6-link quill rain. That's the only reason I'm using it. It's horribly crafted, but that damage over time craft on there more than makes up for it, plus the harvest craft as well. I know it's attack speed rather than AoE, but again, it kind of makes up for it. The base is wrong, it's all sorts of wrong, but it works. So on this build, I've got the standard phase run, second wind, divergent frostblink, life tap support in my helm, Devoto's devotion helm. I've got this nice broadhead quiver craft, which I brought. I've got obviously my ashes as shown earlier. I've got my ring that needs the life and mana craft on there to get the -8 with a despair on hit. And then I've got this synth 2-stone ring I brought in 3.17, which is that's it. That one won't change. It's got the life and mana. It's got the empower on there for blight if I'm doing maps. Meh. This is my caustic arrow setup. So I've got caustic arrow. That should be divergent. I haven't my divergent caustic arrow is on my baby heist character. Vicious proj, mirage archer, void manipulation, decay, and efficacy. I haven't got round to updating this to have an empower yet. I will do that once I get some more chromes. I'm running low on chromes in standard because of all the testing I'm doing with heist. My glove runs standard cast when damage taken setup, anomalous cast when damage taken, molten shell, increased duration, and efficacy for the skill effect duration. In my boots, we've got the purity of elements, malevolence, defiance banner, determination, and these have also got increased life regeneration and a chaos implicit. Same with the gloves. These have been crafted with attack speed and chaos damage leech, just because I can. Belt, we've got a nice attribute crafted Stygian for the strength and intelligence rolls, and then we've got this hypnotic ideal as well. The chaos damage to spells is irrelevant. We're not casting any spells, but the strength, intelligence, life, and damage over time is great. And finally, the chest piece. In here, we have got efficacy, the ballista totem, the toxic rain, the awakened void manipulation. As you can see, it's a relatively new gem. It's only level 1. It's all I could afford. The withering touch, which is still leveling up, and finally awakened vicious proj, which I was able to afford a level 3. And then this chest piece. This is why I've gone for a rare. We've got +1 max cold rares, malevolence aura effect, life, some gorgeous rares rolls, and then the life mana roll. Now I need to hit that with 8%. I haven't got round to it. I just whacked on the craft to show in this video. I will max that to 8.8 later on. So that's the build. I've got all 4 auras running, and I've still got 175 mana. Now, because we're running the 6-link caustic arrow, even with the -8 here, the -7 there, and the -9 from replica conch, it is still going to cost me 12 mana for my caustic arrow and 9 mana for my toxic rain. So we go 1, 2, 3, and boom, 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 boom. So even with these rare modifiers, there we go, finally run out of mana. As you can see, I've got more than enough mana to be able to get through heist. Shall we run one? Let's grab some rogue marker, bidding, grab not an 83, but let's grab an 82. Have we got a deception one? Level 82. Yep, there it is. Right, let's go and run this. Check I'm on the right. Nope. Let's get on the right filter. There we go. pop in the contract. Let's go with my Gianna. Got a lab, nice. So my resists now then, just for those interested, are maxed 75, 76, 75 and then 75 chaos resist, which is why on the passive tree I've also changed this one here from withered effect to damage over time per 4% chaos resist. It's a lot more DPS. So again with this one, with this build, I run with Gianna trailing behind eventually. I run in, I drop my totems, boom boom boom, I find the rare and course that arrow it down. There we go. Open up the deck. Yeah, my gems are going to level up. Something chronic. That's an armor node. There's a harbinger chest up there, so we'll go and get that. Damn, doors are too slow to open for me, especially on this character. And this isn't running Queen of the Forest. There goes the custom damage taken. So when you're on the lab, you want to stand off to the side of the door so your NPC doesn't get hit with a poison pot, and then you can just open the door. Now I'm going to just quickly run through, open all the little chests. I wouldn't do this in League. Normally I would just hit the end, but in Standard I do need, I've spent so much currency with this heist testing, so I need some of the smaller currency. There we go. I won't activate my Quicksilver flask because we want that for coming out, and I'm not bothered about the mobs hitting me either. Even though I've got low regen, there you go, see, with that Chaos Leech, it's fine. There we go, and this is a deception, so we activate Phase Run and the Quicksilver Legacy, and we are gone. It's almost too fast for me to control. Boom, didn't even get through one Quicksilver. It's still running. And there we go. There's a little bit of gameplay for you. I made not very much out of that. 1C plus stacked decks, which I believe are currently selling for 3 to 4C in League at the moment per stack. So it's about 13C there. For, you know, a couple of hundred rag markers. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope this has explained some of the options you can do on this build depending on your currency setup and how you want to run it. I'll pop the path of building down below, and I hope to see you later on this evening when I stream or in Discord. I hope this video has been helpful. See you in the next one.